Here comes, a little bit earlier than normal though, our film feature. Van Connor is with us. Evening to you, Van.
And a good evening to you, Jerome, as well.
How's things? And how is the film industry right now? Because here we are, awards ceremonies in full swing, and lots of people talking about films, which is a great thing.
Well, I mean, I'm having a good week. It's always nice to be talking about movies, because otherwise I'd be out of the job. And, you know, it's award season. So, of course, you know, we get to talk about the same 6 or 7 really good movies and 1 or 2 that aren't, over and over until they get lauded and praised and handed loads of fancy golden statues, which is always fun.
And will a film that's out now be up for contention next year rather than this year?
No, because there is a certain window during which a film has to be released. A lot of the films that are coming out at the moment have already been released in the US ahead of Christmas. So usually you find we get Oscar films as late as April or May in the UK. I remember we've had things before that have just come out disastrously long after the Oscars, and you've talked it to death before you've even seen it.
But I don't think that's the case with the films you've selected for us tonight.
Not at all. In fact, one of them, I will say, has been cruelly denied any Oscar love. There is one, though, that is up for Best Supporting Actor. That's our first pick for this evening. And that is Tom Hanks in the based on a true story drama, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, in which he plays Mr. Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood fame. And it's the story of the article written about him in the late 90s by the writer Mike Vogel, played by Matthew Rhys. And it's about the bond that forms between a cynical reporter and the saintly figure of American childhood. I've got a clip for you of the two meeting for the first time.
This piece will be for an issue about heroes. Do you consider yourself a hero?
I don't think of myself as a hero. No, not at all.
What about Mr. Rogers? Is he a hero?
I don't understand the question.
Well, there's you, Fred, and then there's the character you play, Mr. Rogers.
You said it was a play at the plate. Is that what happened to you?
I'm here to interview you, Mr. Rogers.
Well, that is what we're doing, isn't it?
Oh, it sounds a bit sinister.
I think if you're gonna find someone to play, you know, the most saintly man in American television history, go and get this generation's Jimmy Stewart, and that's absolutely what they've done. And it makes absolute sense that he's gotten the plaudits and the awards and love that he has, because it's a genuinely wonderful performance. He's absolutely captured the essence of the man. If you've seen the documentary "Won't You Be My Neighbor" in the last couple of years, great chronicle of the real side of Fred Rogers, and I think Matthew Rhys as well, absolutely superb in it. It is a wonderful film. I really took to it. I found it very emotional, very moving, very well made. It's made by Mariel Heller, who gave us Can You Forgive Me last year and Diary of a Teenage Girl before that. Really lovingly crafted, just a beautiful, very moving drama.
Decent selection. Thank you for that. What's the other film you got for us this evening?
So this is the one I think has been denied the love, and this is Queen and Slim, which stars Jodie Turner-Smith and Daniel Kaluuya. And Daniel Kaluuya, of course, is one of our finest. He was an EE Rising Star nominee, I think winner a few years ago. Starred in Get Out, of course, starred in Widows last year, starred in Psychoville, which I'd go to him. This is the story of an African-American couple who go on a Tinder date, and on the way home are stopped after a minor traffic violation by a racist policeman who they accidentally kill following an act of brutality on his part, only to find themselves on the run and basically positioned within the media as sort of avenging angels, because it turns out said copper was responsible for acts of brutality prior to their meeting. I've got a clip for you.
You're a black man that killed a cop and then took his gun.
I'm not a criminal.
You are now.
I just want to go home, and I want to see my family.
If you turn yourself in, you will never see them again. All we can do is go forward. There is nothing back there for us. Please, let's just keep going.
So you reckon that this one should have been at least up for a nomination?
I think this should have been up for many nominations. I think this is an absolutely terrific film. I think if you're going to see one film this weekend, everyone's going to immediately flock to A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood because Tom Hanks. But I think if you see this is a film that will stay with you. It is powerful, it's poignant, it's political, it's even romantic at times. It's a genuinely terrific film with two young performers at the absolute top of their game, superbly crafted by Melina Matsoukas. It's got a very measured, very balanced script, a very insightful level of writing in there. The cinematography is wonderful. I think it's a film that you will be talking about, as I say, for weeks afterwards. I think it's something that will absolutely find its place as something of an almost Thelma and Louise or a Bonnie and Clyde in years to come.
Brilliant. And both these out this weekend?
Both out on Friday the 31st.
Brilliant. Great to talk to you. Something to look forward to this weekend as we can celebrate as well on Saturday with our first drink since January kicked off. Van, thank you very much. Always good to hear from you on this programme, and more next week, of course, with Van. This is